Hey there guys, how's it going? Hope you're all doing well, and let's talk about the Anarchy PvP servers. Got so much to discuss. I've been working so hard on these servers this week among doing other things, and yes, I see all your requests for console servers, guys. We had nearly 5,000 people vote for console servers. Now that is absolutely insane amount of people, so I appreciate the demand. However, you have to realize that it is very difficult for me to run these servers alongside everything else that I'm currently doing. I kind of threw up the PC server as a bit of experiment. I wanted something to do that weekend because I got wiped on MTS ArcPoc, and I've been really enjoying modding this server this week and working on it, but it has taken me away from content creation, as you can probably tell. So the more servers that I run, the more it takes me away from content creation. So I'm not sure about doing console servers. However, I've said to myself that I will do them if we can hit 2,000 likes on a video. If we hit 2,000 likes on a recent video, which is less than half of the people who actually voted for the servers, show me a bit of love and I'll show you guys love. I'll put the work in. If you support me, absolutely no problem. Now, there was a possibility of doing like a GoFundMe or a Patreon thing for the console servers. However, I don't like to do that because, number one, if you section off these servers for just people who pay, then there's going to be a lot less people on, which is going to make it less fun, and it's going to be a rubbish PvP server. And also, there's no whitelist or anything like that on Xbox or PS4, so I couldn't add that. And I just wanted them to be as busy as possible if I do run them. So I don't like doing anything like that. So basically, just support me with the likes, with the comments, with watching the videos, and we will get those out for you. Now, of course, if you don't want to wait for that and you want to play on PC, because why wouldn't you? You can go and get yourself a PC over at creatortech.co.uk, my very own website, where we've been building and selling custom-made, pre-built PCs for all budgets, all price ranges. Not only that, after we've been building the machines, we've been putting the videos on the Creator Tech YouTube channel, showing you guys all of the benchmarks, putting the machines together, why we're choosing the components we are. The website now has a brand new customer review section where we've got all of our happy customers who have posted reviews. You can go and verify those reviews by going over to the Discord where they actually wrote them themselves, and also there's a gallery section over there showing off some of the builds and what we've made. So check that out, see if there's anything you like over there. But obviously I have to mention we're only shipping to the UK and mainland EU at the moment. So let's discuss the details of the Anarchy PvP Trio servers. They are going to be wiping this Friday, the 17th at 7 PM GMT. That does mean that it's been a 1 week wipe this week, and there's two reasons for that. Number one, the population of the server has really plummeted down to single digit figures, and if it ever gets that low, I'm going to wipe it on the Friday, because that's just not what I'm going for. These servers want people to join and have loads of PvP, not PvE with a little bit of raiding offline bases. Also, this time with the new settings that I've got, I feel like a lot more people are going to manage to get to the turret stage a lot easier, which means that bases are going to be harder to raid, which should mean more people on the server, which should mean higher pop and more fun PvP throughout the week and the weekdays. So the basic settings for the server, it's going to be pretty similar as to before. It's going to be 3-man trio server, maximum 3 in a tribe. Harvest, XP, taming and breeding is going to be times 10 on the weekends and times 15 on the weekdays, which I know sounds kind of silly. Most servers are the other way around. However, we don't have a problem getting numbers in the weekends. So we've put the boosted rates in the weekdays to increase player numbers during the week, and also then you can do your farming at the week and then your PvP at the weekends. I feel like it makes a lot of sense. This time we've got a light offline raid protection service, or AWP system. Now this doesn't mean that you cannot raid bases when they're offline, it just means more difficult, similar to the MTS style. So don't be put off and think, oh, I'm not going to be able to raid any base I want. You can raid any base, even if the AWP is active, it's just going to be more difficult. So the current settings for the AWP is it activates 60 minutes after the logout of the last person. There's a max of 2 AWP systems per tribe, and when you're you're offline, after that 60 minutes, your turrets do 2 times damage and the structure resistance is ×5. Now, the reason I've gone for the ×5 structure resistance is I'd like to get that even higher because it was trying to put off people from just raiding stone bases. You'd have to waste a fair few C4 on a stone base and generally it wouldn't be worth it. However, if I increased it too much, it would make the plant exit bases extremely difficult to get rid of, even though they're going to be difficult anyway. So I decided to stick it at ×5 and see how it is. Now, the reason it's ×2 turret damage and not ×4 or even higher is because I found that with the offline system, people just weren't really raiding because people didn't have the stuff to do so in such a short amount of time, because these are kind of short wipe servers. So we've got the same engrams removed: bowlers, flamethrowers, flamethrower ammo, rock golem saddle, and Quet's platform saddle. We obviously had a lot of people say, how am I going to tame a pteranodon without the bowler? Number one, that's not my problem. But number two, it introduces a new meta, which I find a lot of people found really fun. And number three, guys, rare flowers and traps. That's, you know, that should be obvious to you guys who experience, but you know, use your 200 IQ. There are ways to get around this, and it makes a lot more of the PvP well, just more fun. Just no bowlers, none of that like blood pressure going through the roof when you hear that chink of the bowler sound that have just trapped you in your well, in your pursuit of PvP. So to counter having no bowlers, I have removed some dinos from the game because these dinos are super annoying without bowlers, and also some of these are removed for balance quality, well, balance and quality of life, should I say. So we've removed the rock golem, the raptor, the trudon, the pegomastax, the ichthyornis, the direwolf, the saber-tooth, and the terrorbird, either because they're super annoying like a trudon, or the stupid seagulls that steal your stuff, or they're quite annoying tames to deal with without having bowlers like dire wolves and raptors. Obviously the golem is for balance because it's not really a fair amount of time to get tech turrets up, so rock golems will just be super OP for soaking. So let's discuss the mods that we've got on this server. So these are all quite light mods, and even the ones that are bigger, they're very light versions. So it still does feel like a very lightly modded server. So first of all, we have the offline guard system. Obviously, we talked about it previously. We've got Structures Plus. However, this is a very light version of Structures Plus. Really, it's just there. So we've got the transfer tool. And so we've got a pickup gun as well, which is actually the HG pickup gun. But yeah, as far as Structures Plus goes, a lot of the structures are taken out. Not all of them, and we have a lot of the like strange stuff that just makes it a little bit too easy. We've still got the nanny and the farmer, but yeah, Structures Plus is a very light version altered for PvP. We don't have any of like the flame turrets, the cannon turrets, and well, just loads of stuff I took out, to be honest. It took me absolutely ages. We've got a stacking mod, HG stacking mod. We've got the binoculars mod, which is very, very nice. We've got admin structures just so I can make cool stuff for the events and things like that, and I've got a link to the whole mod pack, which is in the description, which you can go and subscribe to, and then you'll have all of the correct stuff. So there's not a lot of rules on here because honestly it's only me adminning it at the moment, so kind of treat it like an official server or similar, although I am quite active, so I can go and spectate raids where dodgy things are happening, and I can go look at bases that are maybe not legit bases. So the rules are anything that would result on a ban on official will also be a ban on these servers. So using offensive language in either the global chat, tribe names, or dino names will get you a ban. Any meshing attempts or any duping attempts will also get you banned. And we have an interesting rule when it comes to third partying. Now, because this is a no ally server, we don't really want to encourage tribes ganging up on each other. Now, I'm not going to stop people from trading like lines and things like that. That's absolutely fine. But when it comes to PvP, you can only have more than 2 tribes PvPing if it's not at someone's base. That is to try and counter people third-partying raids. If you see a raid going on, do not get involved unless somehow you're forced to be involved. It's pretty obvious when there's a raid. Like, don't be silly and say, oh, I wasn't sure what was going on. If it's an honest mistake, you know, it won't be a straight up ban. It will be a warning perhaps, but it is not allowed to third party. Now, I don't want to discourage loads of tribes from fighting each other at once. If you want to do that, you can either do it outside of people's bases or just where it happens naturally. So I'm not going to punish people if there's like 5 different tribes fighting at Viking Bay, and for some reason one tribe gets ganged up on by 3 others. That's fine. It's not, you shouldn't be doing it on purpose, like ganging up. However, you can't really stop it in that kind of scenario. So multiple tribe PvP, don't worry about it if you're not at anyone's base, but if you are within render of someone's base, you cannot third party them there. So just something to keep in mind. Obviously it's not a super strict rule because there's a lot of little nuances that could happen, but you guys know what that means. You know what we're trying to avoid there. So just behave yourself, guys, and play fair and allow people to raid and to defend fairly. Now, one really cool feature I've got on the server now that did take me a long time, so I hope you guys enjoy it actually, is custom beacons. Now, these aren't just any old custom beacon mod that I've thrown on here. These are custom beacons that I have hand coded myself. So every single drop on here is custom done. I've tried to get as much variety in there as possible. I've tried to make them fun without making them too OP. Yes, you'll quite regularly get weapons and armor in these drops, but it's going to be very hard to get full sets of decent armor even if you go drop hunting. There's times where you might get things that aren't super great, but they're still better than getting compass BPs and, you know, BPs you don't want. There's no like BPs for things that are unlocked naturally. It's all things like weapons, armor. We're going to have like indie forges, grinders in some of the high-end ones. They've got about 2% chance of dropping. There's going to be chibleys, cryopods. Low-level ones are going to have like decent crossbows, decent bows, a few tranks, cementing paste, pearls, electronics. All these kind of things are going to be in drops, guys. So these drops are going to be well worth going for. So I expect to see people fighting over drops and getting excited over seeing the higher-end drops. The only drops here that aren't affected by this are the cave drops, which are just as per they are normally, and also for some reason the scorched drops that are on Ragnarok, I can't seem to change them. I've been trying to, but they're nothing to get too excited about. So just the other drops around the map, and just to give me a little bit of feedback on the Discord, give it a chance, see how we find it, and I think it should be more fun for everyone this way. So anyway, that's it for the update for Anarchy PvP. Just the main things to take from this are the server is wiping on the 17th of January at 7 PM GMT. Feel free to find out when that is in your local time zone. If you're in mainland Europe, that's going to be 8 PM. And if you're in America, that's going to be early afternoon. Obviously, America has all those different time zones. If you're in Australia, I think it might be the next morning. I think it might be the 18th early morning, but you guys can work that out for yourselves. Console servers, if we hit 2,000 likes, I know it's unlikely, but it's going to be a lot of hassle for me and I've got a lot going on. And all of this information and more is available on the Discord, where I not only do constant Anarchy server details and updates, I do chat logs, we've got any Anarchy content. If you're a streamer or a YouTuber, no matter what size, you can post any content in there and I'll put it in the Anarchy content section for you. And the most important thing is try and have fun with it, guys. I know some of you are going to be going super try hard, and bear in mind it's a community server. Like if you do see a mega bob, obviously feel free to raid them, but there's no need to completely wipe people while we're trying to grow pop, depending on, you know, if they're a threat to you. If they're absolutely no threat whatsoever, sure, blow in, take what you need, but just try not to completely wipe people, guys. It's still a friendly server, and give a little old GG when you do have a good old fight, because it's very easy to get yourself back up and running again. But that's all for now, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.